DC Elzy says offensive line, no true nose tackle on the D line. And he also says they also say backup running backs. Depending on how you
could throw that in honorable mention for me. I don't know if I'd put that in my top 3 though.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it my top 3, but it's definitely something that needs addressed because we do know the way our offense is run right now, Najee has to be there. And he has to be Najee. He can't be a shell of himself. Whew. Do you think he could, or the workload that he had this season, you think he can handle that again next season? Or would you want to dial it back some?
Could he handle it?
Because
I think he could handle it.
That was a ton on him, man.
What would I want to do, though? Yeah, I would like a second running back.
Yeah.
James Conner return?
Pro Bowl James Conner. You better put some respect on him. Now, put some respect. 2-time Pro. He did it in Pittsburgh and he did it in AZ.
What does that mean for his contract? I still don't see him getting more than. I still don't see him getting more than like 3 or 4 though.
It don't matter. He's still a Pro Bowler. That's all.
I know. It was a good season for him.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, if you would have asked him to come back, I hope that's his Pro Bowler James Conner. Put respect on my name. Remember that because y'all said I was the reason. That's all. If you James,
because he was proving himself in the passing game too. Which we knew he could do here, but in the Arizona system, he really flashed with that. Because after the Bucs Super Bowl run 2 years ago and what Leonard Fournette did, he still signed a 1-year deal for like $3 or $4 million. So it's just the running back position, dude. I don't think Pro Bowl with James Conner really means anything. I think he's going to get like I'm saying max $4 or $5 million.
Yeah, running
and
back
it's going to be 2
crazy.
or 3 years max.
Yeah, but still.
But it could make sense for us. That's
Well, in this offseason, we could afford to pay a backup running back $4 to $5 or $3 to $4 million. Last year, we weren't trying to pay a running back $4 million to back up Najee with our situation the way it was. It was like, man, we can't afford to have that. Yeah,
I just threw Conner out there. The more I think of it, probably doesn't make sense because you'd be splitting carries with Najee. I'd rather be Najee like 70 or 80, and then the other guy 20, 30.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to see how I can prolong him without.
Oh, so you wouldn't mind? Like Connor's a good example then.
Yes, because to me, when you hollering about 70-80% of them snaps again, I'm thinking of how that end of the season was going. You know what I mean? Where he was still balling, but I think of that Ravens game where he finally did get lumped up. Then I think of the Chiefs game where we saw it was a little bit compromised version of him. We saw him actually have this first fumble of the season after that. For me, I don't want to have to play that game every year like that because it reminds me of the L Bell game. We knew L Bell, man, while he's fresh, regular season, man, he was dominant. But at a part of the year, we knew, man, you could get burnt out. Your body's going to break down. And we saw that happen with L Bell where it cost us. So for me, man, I'm just trying to think like, man, who's the D'Angelo Williams to him? You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking for.
You want me to just list off some guys real quick?
Yeah, because we got like 5 minutes before we're going to get TG on the phone. So yeah.
Raheem Mostert. Was he hurt or something? I'm not seeing any snaps from him last year. Cordell Patterson.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I like Cordell's game a lot, bro. Well, you
31 years
watching
old.
Falcons like that though, bro. Like I had Kyle Pitts. Man.
I mean, he's the type of compliment.
No,
though.
bro. Like he's nice, bro. Like we would like.
He might get more money than like James Conner. No, he might get the most money because
he's the most versatile. He can run, catch, return kicks. Dude, he is dynamic, bro.
He got $3 million last year.
Yeah,
from what it looks like. I don't know if that was market value, but it says $3 million. Philip Lindsay, Leonard Fournette, Jalen Richard?
Jalen Richard,
yeah, from the Raiders. Mm-hmm. David Johnson, no. Melvin Gordon, Sonny Michel, Marlon Mack.
Oh, man, Marlon's an interesting guy too because you think he was nice in Indy. They bring in Jonathan Taylor, and he kind of gets buried on that depth chart when he comes back from his injury.
He was good, yeah.
And they wouldn't trade him. Remember, they were like, we like him. We want to keep him, but they just never used him. So was
he hurt again this year,
No, he wasn't. They just weren't using him like that.
He could be a good one.
They were saying like they want to use him more, but they just didn't because Taylor was having the year that he was having.
J.D. McKissick, he's a little like scat.
I remember J.D.
from Washington. He was torching us up in that game 2 years ago.
Maybe we need to go holler at the Chiefs. McKinnon, can we get you?
Oh,
he looked really good versus us,
as
man.
a backup. Yeah. They're on that run right now. They're making a no-name running back halfway decent in the playoffs right now.
And I'm all for it. Hey, you want to come to Pittsburgh next year, man? You know, similar role, not as robust, but still be good though.
Giovanni Bernard.
Giovanni Bernard, yeah. 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 Hey, you want to come to Pittsburgh next year, man? You know, similar role, not as robust, but still be good though.
And I'm all for it.
I don't. He's a former Cincy guy.
James Conner's in there. Yeah. Ronald Jones.
Little Rojo action. See, I don't like those guys because I feel like that still goes back to what Najee is. I like Cordell Patterson because he is very different than what Najee is in terms of, just his ability and elusiveness. I feel like I want to compliment to Najee a guy that I still feel
Chase
comfortable
Edmonds.
handing the ball up. Edmonds, I love, but Edmonds, I don't think comes here. If you're honestly, Edmonds, I think his best spot is still in Arizona, man. He's homegrown out there.
Yeah, him and Conner actually. Yeah,
like I think he's like a great situation for him, man. I want to get a speed guy who's just or a more elusive guy that I can complement and pair with Najee. So Najee's still my main back, but I don't have to have him out there all the time. You know what I mean?
Dearness Johnson.
I mean, he can look good in that one game.
Lev Bell. He's available.
I'm good on L.
That's about it on the names.
I'm good on L.
So, kind of some familiar names, Fournette, Lindsey.
Cordell Patterson, man.
You're getting amped about that.
No, because I guess
Canada system. Whoa!
Like for me in general, bro, I just like his game. You talk about him in Minnesota, and then you watch him in Atlanta, and it's like, bro, he just knows how to ball. Like he's just almost like positionless. You know what I mean? Like, can he be a wide receiver? Sure. Can he be a return man? Sure. Can he be a running back? Sure. But he does all three. And you see how he excels. And I like the fact that he's definitely put on more size too. This year in Atlanta, he bulked up his frame, and you can see him like running behind his pads a little bit more too, man, which I definitely liked. So yeah, man.
What do you think his market is? You thinking like $5 million?
I think he'll be the highest end of all those guys, probably, man. But bro, think, bro,
he's had a late surge in his career.
I think he would cook, bro. Him with Najee, and whatever quarterback you have, he is a safety net, man. Absolutely, a guy that can just turn something out of nothing. In the sense of, hey, if we're worried about shoddy quarterback play and we're maybe not stretching the field as much vertically, Cordell is a guy that you can hit out the backfield, that you can, get that ball to in space and let him make a guy miss and get to work. Very similar to what we talk about with Najee in terms of how Najee can make stuff happen after the ball, but different in their approaches, man. Yeah, I like him a lot, bro.
I'm reading an article right now. So he did officially sign with the Falcons last year on a 1-year, $3 million deal. So the headline of this is Falcons must re-sign Cordell Patterson, but can they afford him?
I can see it, bro. I don't know what their cap situation is.
But then they're also, their cap situation isn't that good. But they're also talking about how there's one part of it where he's probably like been the Falcons MVP this last season, but our team's going to be hesitant to pay him due to his age. And he hasn't really done this throughout his career. Like this is hands down his best season. He's almost 31 right
But
now.
He's been to Pro Bowls as a returner.
He's been more of a gadget guy.
Receiver, gadget dude.
He's jumped around. Raiders, Bears, he's with the Vikings, Patriots. But now he finally figured out a role with the Falcons. I don't know. I mean, it's probably worth like a 2-year deal, maybe 2 or 3, but I don't know how much.
Bro.
You think 5 or 6 is it though? And you think that would be worth it?
I'd have to look into his market. I don't know his market all the way just yet, but he's definitely somebody that I'm going to look into a lot more. But